Palestinian paramedics say that at least 5 people have been killed in an Israeli military operation in the occupied West Bank. The Israeli military said it was carrying out a counter-terrorism operation in the area and struck an armed terrorist cell, while the Palestinian Red Crescent said that a drone had been used. This is just days after the largest Israeli military operation in the West Bank since the Hamas attacks on October the 7th. Our correspondent Daniel De Simone is in Jerusalem and he told us more about this overnight operation.
Well, so as you say, this took place overnight, and the Palestinian Red Crescent say that 5 people were killed. Various Palestinian channels are naming the dead and saying that they're all men. The Palestinian Red Crescent said it's recovered the bodies and their bodies and taken them to hospital, and it described them dying in an Israeli drone strike. Now, the Israeli Defense Forces has confirmed it conducted a military operation overnight. It described it as a counter-terrorist operation and said an aircraft had struck what it described as an armed terrorist cell. This all comes as part of a context of a large operation by the Israeli military in the West Bank that started quite recently. It's the largest operation in the occupied West Bank since the October 7th attacks by Hamas last year. And a previous statement by the Palestinian Health Ministry said in this recent operation at least 39 people had been killed, including some children. Given that 5 people have died overnight, I think that number will rise. And certainly since the attacks of the 7th of October last year, the Palestinian Health Ministry says over 690 Palestinians have been killed.
And Daniel, just in a separate incident, this one in Gaza, Israel's army is saying that one of its helicopters crashed in Gaza. Just what more do we know about that?
So this has just been announced by the Israeli Defense Forces within the last hour. They say that overnight they had a helicopter that was taking part in an operation to evacuate an injured soldier, that the helicopter crashed in the Rafah area of the Gaza Strip, and that during this crash 2 soldiers were killed and that 7 others were injured to varying degrees, and that those 7 were taken to hospital. Now, the Israeli military say that the indication so far that the helicopter did not crash as a result of enemy fire, but they say that an inquiry will take place into how this happened and how the crash occurred.
Daniel De Simone in Jerusalem.